What's up, sons? It's Blind Ride with Son of a Tech once again, and today we're going to be talking about gaining mining profits from basically taking advantage of other people's stupidity. Let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome back, everyone. So last week at the end of the week, I posted a video talking about mining cartels and the move from ASICs to GPU mining for the coin Decred. Now, in this particular case, what ended up happening is that the coin was very difficult to mine. And this was due to the fact that there is not a ton of information out there on how to mine it. I posted a couple different articles, including how to build a node and CPU mine, as well as how to GPU mine to that node over on my locals at sonofatech.locals.com. But to be fair, this process is actually quite complicated, and that can be an advantage for those who are willing to learn. And that is the point of today's video. Now, here's the thing, because I posted that guide in this particular coin, the emissions weren't quite enough for all of us, even on locals, to be profitable. And that's because the block reward for Decred in particular is only 1% for the mining proof of work side of things. But for the day that I was able to mine, and we kind of mined for a couple days, but at first I was getting like $30 every 6 hours or so. It was incredibly profitable for just a little bit. And here you can see that I've mined about 4.7 Decred, and now I have quit mining it once again. The thing is, though, that I wanted to point out here is that mining is difficult right now. And if you want to get an advantage with any coin, you are going to need to get in when it is more complicated. This is primarily due to the fact that a majority of miners are still relying on things like Hive OS to manage everything. And by the time everything hits Hive OS, everyone else is already aware of the coin. They are also able to click over flight sheets and start mining it a lot easier, and thereby driving up the difficulty and the competition on that network, which of course drives down your profitability. So I have provided, of course, both on this channel and on my locals, a guide to Linux, and I highly recommend checking that out so that you can be a little bit more adept and be able to adopt these cryptocurrencies a lot quicker. As you can see here, which I'll show you, this is the posts, a couple of posts that we put up over on locals. And yes, it is behind a supporter wall. And this is primarily due to the fact that as long as I keep this behind a supporter wall, it makes it basically a little bit more profitable for everybody that's involved. That way we don't overload the networks, and that is why we do it this way. And I wanted to bring this to everybody's attention because one of the biggest wins that we had here in the past year was Caspa. And it wasn't just because I made a good call on Caspa at the time, but it was also because mining Caspa required that you build your own node. It also required for quite some time to utilize a custom miner. There was no other mining support or miner support, so you had to utilize the miner that was provided by the Caspa development team. And this meant that you needed to be adept and ready to utilize Linux and understand all of the commands, as well as how to navigate and how to configure all this. It also requires some networking knowledge as well. This is a barrier to entry that allows you to be more profitable than the other GPU miners around. And this is going to be something that I think you should definitely pay attention to as we get closer to the halving for Bitcoin. There is a ton of opportunities out there. It's just one of those things where you have to put in more work than everybody else. And if you want to be successful in mining, especially with GPUs right now, you are just going to have to accept the fact that you need to learn basically these skills within Linux and become, a Linux systems administrator at this point if you expect to be competitive whatsoever. There are a ton of good Linux guides out there, some on Udemy. If you want to go through some of those courses, they're fantastic. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but I utilize Udemy a lot. There are a ton of good guides on YouTube as well. I have a 3-part series already out with with more parts coming in the future for it as well. But I wanted to make sure that you guys understood this, because a lot of people say, well, GPU mining is dead, I can't be profitable on GPUs, etc. But I've been able to maintain profitability and keep my farm up and running because of the experience within the industry of IT that I have. And this is, I think, going to be that barrier to entry that also means that you can be a lot more successful than the guy next to you if you can learn more than just installing Hive OS image on your mining rigs and mining whatever is available there. A couple of other things that were also beneficial early on was basically being able to mine on Intel GPUs before a lot of people, and those Intel GPUs were a lot cheaper. These are just some examples. Also, there's other things like once you start to learn this, you can insert yourself into other parts of the industry, such as working on mining pools or working on basically building stratums, or even getting to the point of building miners yourself and adding in developer fees there so that you can maybe generate some revenue that way. This is a very important topic that I think need to be addressed for a lot of you guys out there, because a lot of people just have their rigs turned off and they're not doing any work for them right now and not generating any revenue. I also have another option that we're going to be talking about here later in the week. I'll start out with posts over on sonofatech.locals.com and then bring them over here a couple weeks later on my YouTube channel so that you guys are aware of what I've been doing to remain profitable. And the hint here, of course, is going to be taste the rainbow, and I hope you guys can get that hint. If not, go ahead and check out my locals at sonofatech.locals. Again, once again, that'll be the best place to check it out and get all of the information. Let me know what you guys have been working on to maintain profitability with GPUs. Have you dived deeper into the world of Linux? Have you started to understand how to navigate command line? Are you profitable at all? If you are profitable, what are some of the strategies you're utilizing to gain an advantage over the rest of the mining field? These are all very important things, and we can work together to move forward and remain profitable. I also want to talk about AI in the near future too. Have you guys moved over to like vast.ai and that sort of thing? If you have, let me know your experience down in the comment section below. We have a lot of exciting things coming up, including, of course, the Ironfish move to an ASIC resistant algorithm, and that should be pretty interesting to see how the adoption works there. And we have a lot more coming down the line too. So I think everything right now is light at the end of the tunnel is starting to appear, especially if you have made some shifts into ASICs, etc. And the price is up these days. So let me know how your bags are doing and what you are looking forward to in the near future. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like, comment, subscribe, and notification bells down below. Ending it here. I did change the background because some people were saying it was distracting. Hopefully a static background helps a few people out and you guys enjoy it and it works best for everyone. Don't forget to check out my locals page if I didn't plug it enough at sonofatech.locals.com. You can become a member over there for free for supporter only articles and videos and live streams. You will need to become a supporter. It's $5 a month. You can get 2 months free with a purchase of a year up front. You can also get a month free of the locals supporter status with a purchase of my crypto mining e-course at sonofatech.com, where I cover all of the things you need to know to properly invest in mining hardware and get your farm up and running. I will see you next Tuesday.